Hey guys, this is Jennifer De Vivo with Lotus Door Homes, and the market is going, according to Good Morning America, nuclear, exploding. My mom has even been calling me saying, Jennifer, are you watching the news? And of course, I know, we are seeing the average homes selling for more than list price. That has never happened in history. Just the average home selling for more than list price. And we are also seeing a historical high in the last 15 years. We have not seen anything like this. We're going to break down the numbers and see why the market nationally is up 11% and in Orlando 18%. I've got my strategies for buyers, I've got my strategies for sellers, and I'm going to give you all my nuggets and my hits and my bits coming up. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay guys, you know how I do it. First, I break down the numbers. These are fresh off the press. If you don't want to hear this and you're a seller, just fast forward to the seller portion. If you're a buyer, fast forward to the buyer portion. But here is the Orlando market numbers, and I've got them right here. Inventory is down to 0.5 months. And if you've been watching my market updates, you know that a seller's market means that there's more than 4 months supply on the market. That means if no new buyers came out on the market, it would take about 4 months for those homes to be eaten up. And so that's more of a, well, more than 4 months is a buyer's market. Less than 4 months is a seller's market. So we are at 0.5. I have never seen this. I've been doing real estate for 15 years. In the Orlando area, in the real estate market for over 20. If you think about my construction background, this is insane. The next thing is in 2019, we had about 8,000 homes on the market. A couple of years ago, pre-pandemic, let's just say, right? Now we have only 2,800 homes available for sale, again, reflecting that crazy inventory. And the average price of a home in Orlando, this is a single family home, right? The median price of a single family home, we're not talking about condos or townhomes, is $347,000. And that's incredible if you think last year it was $285,000. That's an 18% increase. So sellers, you probably, if you haven't subscribed to my market update, I'd love to send you an equity report that shows how much equity you're sitting on now. And the last thing I want to say about the numbers is that rates are at about 3%. Still historically lows in 06 and 07, rates were about 6% or 7%. And last December, we saw rates at about 2.6, 2.7%. So rates have gone up. Remember, rising interest rates mean that the recovery is recovering. The economy is recovering, forgive me. So that's a good indicator, but you definitely want to take advantage of those rates if you're thinking about selling a home. So let's get into my seller marketing segment and strategies. So before I get into my seller strategies, I want to tell you what is driving this demand. People want to know, why is this happening? Well, I tell everybody, first of all, we're seeing mass migration of buyers doing an exodus from New York, California, and South Florida. Some of those reasons is because, guess what, guys? We're able to work remotely. People want more space. People have been locked up. They're looking at their four walls and they're either like, I'm going to renovate or I'm going to buy something new. And so this demand has made our inventory go historically low. And also, like I said before, buyers are like, guess what? With this lower interest rate, I can buy more house. A lower interest rate means that you can afford a bigger payment, which means you actually, even though prices are up, you have more buying power in this market than you have in a decade. So how is this demand changing the market? And just stay tuned because I'm coming up to my seller strategies. How is this changing the market? We're seeing crazy things. Number one, the list price is the starting price. Every single home that is well priced and that is in good condition is receiving multiple offers. So that list price is more a starting price. So good news for you guys, sellers. And then we're seeing that there is a lot of things changing in the offers. People are waiving their inspection. They're like, you know what, I'll just buy without inspecting. I don't recommend that, wait for that later. People are also saying, I will waive my appraisal. I will come to closing and bring $5,000 more cash money over appraised value. Buyers, don't be scared, there's still houses, but I'm just letting you know that the new normal is some people are waiving inspection, some people are waiving appraisals, and so that's just changing the dynamic. You need to know before you get on the battlefield. Again, having a great agent by your side who knows how to navigate this is what you're going to need. So now for my top seller strategies, let's go. Okay guys, I have tips for my sellers out there, and by the way, I do a free dream home planning session. I zoom into your living room. Every situation is unique, and if you're in the Orlando area and you're thinking about selling, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. My advice is always free. Whoever you choose, that's why I have this channel where I give you education and tools and tips, right? So that's what gets me excited. So my sellers, I'm thinking about you guys. What are your strategies? It's not just about, oh yeah, I'm going to put a sign up or I'm going to get a buyer. There's other things to think of. Number one, you still need to impress, dress to impress. That means beautiful photos and video. Why? Because the buyer that is buying and paying top dollar or cash offers, we're seeing more cash offers than I've seen in, I don't know how long. They're often making this decision out of town. And I'm talking with my buyers late into the night. What do you think? What's going on? A lot of times the market is moving so quickly, we're not even able to get out to the house. So we're getting our foot in the door by sending in an offer. And then yes, the buyers are using the inspection to kind of make decisions, or they're coming in later. So don't be fooled. You may have a lot of buyers coming to your open houses, but the buyer who has the most money right now is probably not in the Orlando area. So having amazing photos, having incredible video is going to make sure that your buyer makes it to closing. The other thing, sellers, you have to understand is that buyers are skittish. They are like, oh, it's gone, and it's gone. So they're making more than one offer, okay? So what you need to be sure of is that you have a professional realtor who is experienced, because the offers that are coming in are a little more complicated. We're seeing escalation clauses. We're seeing appraisal contingency removals. We're seeing financing commitments going down to 20 days. So you want to make sure that your realtor is looking at every single thing in the contract, and that they're also talking to the loan officer and verifying the proof of funds. When I'm talking to my sellers and when I'm representing my buyers, I make sure that my loan officer is ready and the file is done. All that paperwork is done. Because the last thing you want to do is get under contract with a buyer, get excited, take your house off the market, only to find out in 15 days, oh, they don't really qualify. Or that $5,000 that they said that they would pay above the market value, oh, they spent it, or it wasn't actually there. So this is the time to really, really look at all those contracts that are coming through, okay? I have two more tips for you. Number one, again, going back to the photos, you want to impress the appraisers. You want your house to look like it's worth $10,000 more, right? Because appraisers are still coming out and they're still valuing homes. So if you don't have a buyer who's going to pay $5,000 or $10,000 cash out of pocket and they haven't waived the appraisal, yes, you might get a really high offer, but that appraiser is going to come in and take a look at your home and make sure that it's kind of worth what you're saying that it's worth. And so just my last thing again is, please reach out to me for my sellers. Get a great agent if I'm not in your area, because you really need a professional that's going to help you not just get offers, but really get to closing with the dollar that you're looking for. Okay, stay tuned for my buyer segment. Okay, so this is my Wait, Don't Tell Me episode. There's so much cool new information. I'm super excited. I have to give my sellers one more tip, because I know you're telling me, Jen, man, I'm gonna get so much money for my house, but where do I go? Where do I go? You've gotta have a plan. You have to have a plan of where you're going to go before you go. And that's one of the things I do with my sellers. We identify what's that new construction home, what's that rental home, what's that area that's a little bit further out now that you're working remotely. So, you want to take in all that equity. And of course, you see that the market is crazy out there. But guess what? As a seller, you are in the driver's seat. So you can ask for additional terms. One thing that my sellers are doing right now is that they're asking for longer closing time, 60 days or 90 days, so that they have enough time to find a home. So this is a perfect market for you as a seller to cash in on this equity craziness. If you're thinking about downsizing, if you're thinking about renting, if you're having a life change, this is a great time. And then if you're thinking, you know what, I'm working remotely right now, I'm tired. I know a lot of my friends are tired of being in Orlando, it's congested. Me, myself, we're in Sanford. I love it here, it's less congested, it's more beautiful. We're gonna be highlighting this home. So sellers, just remember, have a plan on where you're going to move, and make sure you do a dream home planning session with me if you're in the area. Okay, next, my buyers, I got you. Hey guys, I just wanted to take one quick moment and say a big thank you to our sponsor, Home First Lending. They are also our team lender, and why do we love them? Over 1,000 5-star reviews, the #1 Zillow lender in Orlando. And guess what? With Home First, the reason I love them, you only have one credit pull. They look at you one time and they can match you with up to 50 lenders. Everybody's different. Every financial scenario is different. It's great to have a lending partner that can find the right fit for you. So a big thank you to Home First. If you would like to get approved for a mortgage with Home First or work with them, their information is below. Now enjoy the rest of this walkthrough video. Okay, buyers, you hung in there. I hope you're not freaking out about this market and being scared. Is it a tough market for my buyers? Am I writing multiple offers and we're competing and winning some and losing some? Yes, that's why you need to have an experienced agent, and also be a little patient with us because we're trying to keep up with everyone as well. So I have several strategies for you buyers. #1, remember, interest rates are still low. That means you can buy more house. Don't just look at the price, ask about the monthly payment. So that way you might be surprised. You're like, oh, wait a second. And don't forget, buyers, if you're a first-time home buyer, you get write-offs, you get home exemption discounts, tax write-offs for your mortgage insurance. There's so many benefits that are better than renting if you're a first-time home buyer in this market. The other thing is, yes, we are writing offers before we see the homes. Guys, buyers, houses, you go on Zillow, go on my website, lotusdoorhomes.com, subscribe. You're going to see homes are moving quickly. And I know listing agents are not going to like what I got to say, but we are writing offers and then getting out to the house when we are able to. It's not the same thing, but I'll tell you a little story really quick. I know this is a long video, but just, go to the segments that you're interested in. We basically had a house, or one morning I woke up and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm only going to show homes that came out at between 10 and 12 in the morning. And they were what we call 0 days on the market. By the time we got to the homes at 2 o'clock, there were already offers on them, and those sellers are looking at them. So don't be afraid to write the offer and then go see the home. Talk to your realtor. You have a lot of ways that you can decide to cancel without having a lot of risk. The next thing is make sure that you are going beneath your budget. If you're going to compete and you want to offer more money, you can't be at the top. If you heard what I said earlier, you're going to know that the listing price is the starting price right now. People are overbidding. So I had a wonderful client. She was pre-approved at $300. We made an offer on a house that was $230. We offered $251. We offered some cash above the appraised value. We won with an FHA offer. So two things. First of all, if you need closing costs, this is not the market for you. Sellers are not giving out any kind of closing costs. So think about your 401k, think about your parents, think about savings. You need to come to the table, or even there are some assistance programs that might work for you in this market, but you need to come to the table not asking for any closing costs from the seller. The second thing, think about asking or adding on maybe $5,000 or so more than the purchase price, or $10,000. Guys, there was one I saw yesterday. It was $20,000 over, all cash, and it was a $500,000 deal. So buyers, don't freak out, but have a little extra on top. Another one of my top tips is an escalation clause. I know buyers are like, what, you want me to pay 20 grand more? What's the other offer? Well, ethically, realtors are not supposed to tell you what the other offer is. I always try. But what you can do is put an escalation clause. Talk to your realtor, make sure they know how to do this. It basically says, I'll pay $2,000 more than any other offer maybe up to 10 grand more. So that way you feel like you're not overpaying. And then I know I said earlier, a lot of people are waiving their inspections. I'm not going to recommend that. There are things that happen in a home. You need to inspect your home. I really believe that unless you're getting new construction, we're seeing different things happening with with homes. You don't want to get into bad roof, bad electrical, foundation issue, mold, that termite issues. Just again, what you can do with inspection though, is that you can say, I'll get it done in 5 days, I'll get it done in 7 days. So that's something that you can do. And my last tip for you buyers, I know this is a lot of information, but you need it. My last tip is find out what the seller really wants. Sometimes it's not always price. I have one seller yesterday, he's like, I want a good family to live in this home. So we wrote a letter with the picture of the family. I had another seller said, you know what, we just want to stay in the home for 90 days and rent it back for 90 days while we find another home. We're looking for flexibility. Okay, so these are things that can make a difference. And last tip, if you're able to go conventional financing versus FHA financing, that's going to put you a step ahead. Definitely look at some of my other videos as to why conventional versus FHA is better, or reach out to me and text me, okay? Okay guys, you made it to the end, almost. In closing, I have the biggest question. Jennifer, is this a bubble? Well, what do you mean about a bubble? Are we seeing prices go up and demand go up? Yeah, so that kind of looks like this. But is it sustainable or is it not sustainable? So let's understand really quickly again, the reason why we're seeing such demand is because number one, COVID. We're seeing mass migration of people coming out of the markets and coming to our market. That's just people. That's just demand right now, right? Will demand be like that forever? Probably not. But we know the real estate market goes in cycles. Do I see a large down cycle from this? Not really. The reason is because we have a new generation of buyers. Millennials are buying homes right now, and they are a big generation, okay? They're out here buying homes, and guess what? The other reason is builders are behind with inventory with COVID. They're behind on back orders of appliances. They're behind on back orders of windows. The price of lumber is going up. So, and we're just seeing all of these things come together to make a demand bubble. But in terms of, is the market going to crash kind of thing, the lending guidelines are still really tight. I would say they're actually tighter because people are making sure, the banks are making sure that they're checking your job, that you haven't lost it. They're looking for higher credit scores. So industry-wise, we're solid. This is a demand-driven market. And so in closing, I would say, again, take advantage of these super low interest rates. And guess what? I just bought a house 3 months ago. And I'm a realtor, so I am following my own advice. I was like, this is a great time. Luckily, I had a house to sell and I had a house to buy. So I got a lot of equity out of my old house and I got low interest rates on my new house. So guys, that wraps it up. I'm so excited about this market report. There's a lot of opportunities. Guess what? Where there's challenges, there's opportunities. I would love to talk to you. Please comment. Please reach out to me on social media. You can call me and text me directly at 407-921-1310. If you text me Dream Home Planning Session, I'll set up a Zoom in your living room planning session on how it is that we can help you sell your home for top dollar, my strategies, and how it is that we can help you buy a home and kind of beat out the competition, because I'm doing both for you guys and I'm doing it every day as I have been doing for the past 15 years. Again, thank you. We are here to educate you, equip you, and empower you to make the best decision for your family. All right, guys, that wraps it up. Bye.